starting these verbal altercations?
He will just disrespect me, and then I will go back at him.
She verbally abuses us.
You're raising children who are going to have to recover from their childhood. You're suing because you said she used $1,500 to get breast augmentation.
I get in touch with her family. They're like, she's probably in surgery right now. Surgery for what?
Well, sir, are you or are you not using the product that she purchased?
I actually just married an empty alcoholic.
And you rushed in it because you were looking for a Band-Aid. Here is today's case.
What happens when you rush into a relationship without knowing your partner? She says he has been lying to her since day one of their 5-year relationship, and she's had enough. He wants to save the relationship. That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, we have a virtual audience and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Kelly from Catskills, New York.
Kelly, welcome to Divorce Court. We're so happy to have you with us.
Your Honor, this is the case of Johnson versus Lai.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Danielle Johnson,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought Mr. Michael Lai
Yes, Your Honor.
to Divorce Court today. The two of you have been in a serious relationship for 5 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
But there are a number of issues that have happened recently, and you have separated.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
And you have some issues you want to resolve in Divorce Court today.
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
Your Honor.
And I understand you have a witness you brought with you today,
Your Honor.
ma'am, Miss Mika Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for being here, and I will hear from you shortly.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Johnson, I'll start with you. What is happening here? Give me some background.
So when I met Mr. Lai, I thought he was Prince Charming. I thought he was a dream come true. My grandmother had recently passed, and I had been depressed for a little while, and my best friend Mika took me out so that we can get my mind off of things. We were going to several bars and having several drinks when I came in contact with him. And after having several drinks, you know, we made small talk. I probably let out more of my personal business than I should have, and I let on my grandmother had recently passed. I had this huge inheritance that had come, and he was offering to help me, you know, find a financial advisor.
This is all at a bar when the two of you meet?
Yes.
You're having this
I
conversation?
don't drink often, so, you know, I had a few drinks and, you know.
That's probably a good thing that you,
Exactly,
that you don't drink that
yes.
often. Okay.
So he was just Prince Charming. I mean, he was very attentive to me, everything. I mean, he dressed well, he spoke well about finances. I really thought that he was somebody that I could trust. I didn't know that Michael Lai was a lie.
What do you have to say about that, sir?
Well, I genuinely was very attracted to Danielle. She was 20 pounds lighter. It was 5 years ago. And she was blonde, and I'm totally into blondes. So we hit it off that night.
Are you into finance, sir?
I'm not into finance, but I was a business graduate, so I knew a little bit of financing.
And did she talk to you about her inheritance?
Yes.
Okay. And you told her you'd help her with it?
Well, kind of guide her so that, you know, sometimes when people come into an inheritance, they want to spend it all. That she just didn't blow it all off in 1 year.
And this is all in a conversation with a random stranger you met in a bar one night. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
This conversation happened that same night. But then one thing led to another. By the way, I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother.
Thank you.
One thing led to another, and the two of you actually got married.
Yes, if you want to call it that.
What happened?
So it was really fast. Like within the first year, we had plans of getting married, buying a house. However, it was just like one thing after another. The first excuse, whenever I took off work for us to go to the courthouse to get the marriage certificate for our pastor to sign, he all of a sudden had class finals. I took off of work, like he knew what day we were supposed to be going. All of a sudden, 30 minutes before we're supposed to leave, I can't go, I have class finals I can't get out of. Okay, I let that go. Then 2 weeks later, the next day that I had scheduled to take off, which was like the last week we had to get this before our wedding was supposed to take place, he couldn't find his license. So, you know, you can't go into the courthouse and get a certificate to marry somebody without identification. So we ended up buying a house. With my money, I bought the house. And then the next day we had a ceremony, a wedding, but of course it's not legal because we didn't have the certificate. But I was too embarrassed to call it off.
Okay, I understand. So you had a
ceremony.
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
ma'am.
But you never actually signed the marriage license.
Correct.
So do your family and friends at this point believe you're married, legally married?
Most. My best friend knows the truth, but outside of that, yeah, no, we never told anybody.
Do you think he was purposefully
Now
avoiding?
looking back, yes, I do.
Okay.
I realize what a con artist he is. At the time, no. I mean, he was very attentive to me, like I said. He kept the house clean. He had dinner waiting on me. You know, just everything to make me think that he was Prince Charming. There was.
Were you avoiding the actual legal ceremony, sir?
No, it's happenstance. You know, it's coincidence. I've taken good care of her. If nothing else, you know, I'm her house husband. I took
what does
care
that mean?
of her.
What does that mean?
Well, as in housewife, you know, that's house husband.
You don't work?
No.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. Well, she's my sugar mama. Yeah, she is my sugar mama. I call her that, and she responded to that.
Now we know what you meant by helping her spend her inheritance, right?
Well, I did not spend her.
What happened with the house?
I purchased the house.
In your name?
No, I put it in both of our names because we were getting married the next day, so
Okay.
I thought. So, no, both of our names
Whose
were on-
idea was that?
Probably mutual. I mean,
Did he have any money to put down on the house?
no. It didn't seem like that big of a deal at the time
And
because
we were
he was
in
in
a
school.
relationship. It was just something natural. Okay, I mean, there's no law in the country that says that both persons have to contribute to buying a house together.
He is still in the household, but he does not spend every night there. And
Why is he still there?
because he won't leave, he says his name's on the deed, and he won't leave unless I pay him $10,000 a month in alimony.
But you aren't married.
Thank you.
We live together as husband and wife.
Actually, you don't. When you're getting legally married, there's not only the love aspect of it, how I feel about this person, but there's a legal aspect. And too many people disregard the legal aspect of what that means when you're marrying someone.
Yes.
And all of the responsibility and things that go along with that. Getting married is an act of love. When you get divorced, it's an act of business. And when you take care of your business from the beginning, and when you like each other, it makes it so much easier when you're going your separate
Yes,
ways.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes.
I
So-
absolutely agree to that. Yep.
Oh, you really? You
Yeah.
do?
Yes, I do. Now, let me add a little bit to that. You know, being together, living together, having a house together, okay, it is a significant commitment. There's also the aspect of, you know, having both our names on there so that she couldn't just kick me out whenever she wants, okay, being in a relationship together, meaning that she's not just having a whole lot of power over me.
He was worried about me finding out he was a con artist, Your Honor.
Well, no, I
What did
wasn't
you
trying to
contribute
con her.
financially to the relationship over the last 5 years? What have you contributed?
Not a whole lot.
Your
Why?
Honor, I started seeing things.
Why?
He spent $7,000 in 1 month. 1 month. And I'm not talking about on bills. This was just miscellaneous items. And when I confronted him about it, he said, well, what are you talking about? I'll buy you things. I got 2 shirts out of the whole month from that money.
It was more than 2 shirts and a few thongs.
What did you spend $7,000 on, sir?
It was just 2 trips down to Florida.
Just 2 trips down to Florida in 1 month?
Yes.
What happened with school? The issue with school?
I don't know if he was ever really in school. I never
was
saw
in
him
school.
studying. I never saw books. I never really had a question about it until I started seeing my finances, and I just started seeing some shifty behavior. But before that, I would come home, the house would be spotless, my bath would be drawn, dinner would be cooked. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a great guy. He's going to school part-time. He's making sure the house is fine. But then once I started seeing the finances and some other things, and I started questioning, he avoids conflict and likes to take off with my account.
So he's been calling you sugar mama and you've been okay with it?
I have not been okay with it. That's more recent that he has brought that title into things.
Okay.
She had no objections to that, so I thought she was okay with it as a term of endearment.
You said that your relationship has reached a breaking point. You found an article of clothing that did not belong to you, so you think he was cheating.
Yes, ma'am. In one of his trips, he usually does the laundry, but when he was gone for one of his trips, I went to do the laundry and I submitted the picture to the court. I found a woman's thong that's 2 to 3 sizes too big for me.
And you took a photo of it?
Yes. And when I confronted him about it,
It
he
was
tried
your
to
thong.
yes, he keeps trying to say it's my
was her
thong.
thong. That was
it's
her
a size
thong.
2X. I know I've gained weight, but I'm not a 2X.
So,
She gained 20 pounds. That was her thong. It wasn't my thong.
And she says that it's not, but you say that it is.
It's her thong.
This is what happens whenever I catch him in a lie
Not
or
my
I
size.
catch something, he deflects and tries to put it on me like I'm the crazy one.
And it became so unbearable to be in the house.
So why are you still in the house, sir?
I'm not in the house anymore.
I came home from work early one day and caught him in our bed with another man.
Well,
I
you
have-
shouldn't have, come home that day. You told me you were going to.
It's my
Okay,
fault.
so you have gone through this entire case and you're just bringing this up now? If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. This is really interesting because just in the few minutes that I've been here in court today, I've picked up on some things that aren't quite adding up. And you've been together for 5 years? How
yes,
is that possible?
But these things weren't going on in the beginning. You know, I mean, it took time for this to occur.
I'd like to hear from your witness, Miss Mika Robinson. Ma'am, please step up to the lectern. Miss Robinson, how are you?
I am great, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. How can you shed light on what's been happening in this relationship for me?
Well, they're going to tag this video the weary witness because this is Denzel we got over here now. I don't know who this man is. He's the lie is for liar because he's an absolute liar. He's comical. From day one, I didn't want to lose my friend, but from day one I told her, I have gay family members, Your Honor, and friends. There's no reason for me to feel any type of way about him being gay. Have nothing
Your
against
Honor,
gay men. I
she's
love
only
gay
interested
men.
in crucifying me. That's all she does.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
From the very beginning.
Mr. Lai, I want to hear from the witness.
Your Honor, I was at a traffic light on my lunch break. Look over to my right, and I see him in the vehicle very clearly cuddled up at the light. That was instant number one now. But when I saw the second time, we were at a restaurant, me and my husband, we were at the bar. I turned around, and he tried to act like he did not see me, but he saw me. He looked me dead in my face, and that's when I told Danielle, I said, listen, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but it's not a woman at all. But he's definitely cheating on you.
So you saw him with the same guy in the restaurant that you saw him
Yes,
with
ma'am.
the
He
car?
was cuddled up in the car. He was kissing in the restaurant.
Wow, okay. Is that true, Mr. Lai?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So what are you over there being so defensive about and being so up in arms about saying she's here to try to disparage your character?
Well,
You said she was lying and saying all these things and she's telling the truth.
she is just a troublemaker. She is a busybody. She's got her own marriage.
No, I'm a friend,
But
and that's
she
what
wants to
bothered
get
you.
involved in other people's business.
I'm a friend, and
Okay.
I saw you from the
Your
door.
Honor.
Miss-
I knew
Miss
you were
Robinson?
a moocher from the door.
Miss
I knew
Robinson?
you were a liar.
Thank you. You can have a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Lai,
Yes, Your Honor.
you say she's a busybody, she's just nosy, she's just in your business simply because she shares what she sees?
Even from
With her
day
friend?
from day one, she's always getting in our business. It's so,
Well, sir, you're putting your business out in the street when you're out in public with somebody else. You don't think your girlfriend of 5 years deserves to know that you're stepping out of your relationship regardless of who it's with? You don't think she deserves to know that?
it wasn't that way in the beginning. We had a relationship. We had a good relationship. We enjoyed each other's company. We had common interests. We shared our lives. But because of her getting out of business so often, I've always started arguing with her. Or rather, she started arguing with me. And it became so unbearable to be in the house.
So why are you still in the house, sir?
I'm not in the house anymore.
So you are saying and claiming that you have some ownership in this house? Is that your position?
Well, both our names are on the title.
Mm-hmm. Is that true?
It is true, but I have something I'd like to say because he's upset with her for telling me what's going on, and I didn't see this. I was blindsided. And yes, I was upset with her at first because I thought, if anything, he was cheating with the woman. However, I came home from work early one day and caught him in our bed with another man.
Now, you shouldn't have, come home that day. You told me you were going to.
It's my fault.
So you have gone through this entire case, and you're just bringing this up now?
But I was trying to say that earlier when she was here. That's what I was, trying to get your attention for. He is still in the household, but he does not spend every night there. And
why is he still there?
Because he won't leave. He says his name's on the deed, and he won't leave unless I pay him $10,000 a month in alimony.
But you aren't married.
Thank you.
Mr. Lai, you're not married. You remember you had a test to take that day? You were supposed to get your marriage license?
Well, we were supposed to.
Okay, but you're not married.
But
you
we live
didn't.
together in a relationship.
I'm sorry?
We live together as husband and wife.
Actually, you don't, because now that you have obviously moved on with someone else, you don't. This relationship is over. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so she does not owe you alimony. She owes you no money.
It's still my home.
Legally, where the documentation for the home, where's the title, the deed? What do you have to prove that this is still your home?
I submitted it to the court. We both are on it.
This document shows that you've made Mr. Lai a grantee and you're the grantor.
I'm willing to relinquish ownership of the house 100% to Danielle. I'm willing to do that, provided she takes care of me. Please let me finish. I'm not asking for 10,000. I just need some help to get me back on my feet for a short period of time.
Mr. Lai?
Yes.
Mr. Lai, the answer to that is no. I think from the very beginning, now based on everything I've heard, this has been some sort of scam.
I have
and
not
some
scammed.
sort of con and some sort of game. So I am not going to sit here in court today and order her to pay you anything, because based on what I've heard and the evidence I've seen, you don't have a claim to this home.
Legally, I do. It's on the document.
That document is not the document that gives you half ownership to this home. It is not. Why don't you go and just get a job like other people, like every other American does when they want money, instead of relying on somebody else to take care of you and hoping that you can use this house as leverage. You call yourself a house husband. There are no children involved. You've done nothing.
I didn't realize early on that I had attraction to other guys.
That sounds like a personal issue to me. Get your things. You have 30 days to get your things and vacate the premises. That's my order and that's my judgment. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Your Honor. When it comes to Judge Faith's advice, she was pretty spot on. I listened to everything she said and I took it to heart.
We had 5 years together. I mean, there were good stuff that happened in 5 years.
When it comes to other relationships, I'm gonna make sure that they can contribute financially. I have to do a background check because I just don't trust men at this point.
I am not a leech. I know who I am inside.
He finally has to move out of the house because that's been a nightmare for the last year.
I have no choice but to move out.